Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. We continue the journey. This is part two, and the of the late Errol Ghatta Thompson at a premonition of his death 5 days before he was killed in June 2000. Yes, and he died in the arms of Detective Corporal Evan Blake. At the time, Blake was constable. Yes, and I want to make a special welcome to all of the TIS, True Island Stories subscribers that have came over here in droves, and sign on, to the channel. Yeah, man, welcome one and all. This channel you'll get nothing but facts and not hyperbole, and straight commentary. You understand? Life experiences as a detective, a police, a police officer at St. Andrews South, Unspear Police station. You understand? We have experienced seeing the good, the bad, and the indifference. We do believe that law-abiding citizens must live in peace and tranquility, and the criminals must live in fear for their lives. You understand? That's how this channel, that's how we see it. We don't believe in negotiating with criminals. You don't negotiate with evil. You understand? So we continue the journey. Telling you about this youth, Errol Ghatta Thompson, one of the bravest and one of the best police officer you know I have met during my career. You understand, in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Yeah, so I'm continuing from part one. So yeah, so we went to the Modern Funeral Home and conducted business that Friday night. One of the undertakers, took the relevant information from Detective Corporal Lattibeaudiere. He was giving the undertaker the relevant information. So, when you go mad, in a night, you understand what I'm saying? Because we are detective, and you understand. And that's how we see it at St. Andrew South. Being a detective in St. Andrew South is pretty much a war zone. When you're a detective at St. Andrew South in my time, I don't know how it is now. You understand? Detective, you're the one that face all of the gunmen, them, all of the murderers, the robbers, and you understand, and the likes, the people that commit felons. The uniform police, all they used to do is just patrol. You understand what I'm saying? To keep the peace. We are the one that the detectives. We are the one that's really going there and and challenge a gunman. Them. You understand what I'm saying? So no, it's a different thing. Different thing. You know. You understand? So so error get so whilst we were there in Madden, there's a delivery area. So I understand what I'm saying. Part of the police car and Lattibeaudiere was doing giving the necessary information to the person that was at Madden. And yeah, so Errol Geta came over to where I was standing, hugged me, used his right hand to point in the direction of an unusual casket. The casket that the man pointed and it even right now I still can remember where I was in Madden and thing and where it was. And it's a casket. I've never seen a casket like that before. But it's a casket when the person um the body is in the casket, the body sit up instead of just lie down. The body would be flat. He said that's the casket you want because you want to see everybody in the church. You understand? That's that. It was unusual, You understand? You know, because he says, he said to me, Chris, anytime I did, this is the casket I want them to bury me in. And if it is not this casket, then I am going to show the power of the dead. I push him off me and said, Gata, stop talking nonsense, man. What kind of dead business you are talking about? We are all about life and living long. Anything else, we don't entertain it in our psyche. At no time, because God is our protector at all times. And it's good over evil. You understand? God always have to put a wicked man over a wickeder man. So we have our job to do here and earth. So we don't think about dead and talk about it or entertain it. You understand? I said to him. The three of us, left Modern Funeral that night and went back to the office at Unspear Police Station, some paperwork. Throughout my career, Errol Geta Thompson was one of the closest police officers to me. And when I said that he was one, because the thing is that with Geta, he never betrays me, Never. I cannot say anything bad about this man. Like I can say about other people who were close to me. So that's why you understand this. He was totally different. He was very, very close to me. Know a lot of secrets about me that that a lot of police didn't know. You understand? He knew where I'm from. He even knew where my father lived. He knew my family. Places that I took him that I don't took other police officers. You understand? So that's how close this youth was to me. He was like a little brother. So even his friend bugging Mule and stuff like that, you know, he was the only one that knew certain things with Buggy Mule, and you understand what I'm saying? Because that's how close he was to me. You understand? I'm telling you, that's how life is, you know. So why it's just sad. You understand? Yeah, man. What I love about Ghatta, man. He was a very loyal friend to me, and he was like a little brother. He was close to me that he called my father, my biological father, daddy, as I would do. And when people ask if he was my father's son, my father would acknowledge him. Get a jet back, my father, pretty much you'd say, some people say him car park, him a car park, uh, him because he's mixed. My father is mixed with white and black people, so you understand. Some people just say him half cool and was red man, you understand. So, but yet I was jet black and I was brown and things. So, but that is still acknowledge him. Say yes, Geta is my son. You understand? He Valentine will go out and thing. You understand? You know, he was close to me. I tell you, yeah, good youth. You understand? Everything about me. I taught him some things in the early part of his career. He was one of the bravest, fearless, and most honest police officer. I trust him with secrets that I would not share with other police officers. I have always enjoyed having young police officers around me like Buggy Mule, Gatta, Blake, Skirvin, Harvey, but Harvey boy Harvey the tool. Boy I'm the tool lie Rasta me. If you understand me. Can't deal with the lion police them. You understand? Anthony Shaw, Ricardo Smith. You understand? I have always warned the young police officers to stay away from the thieving police officers, and I would warn them to do the right thing at all times and not to rob the people they are sworn to protect. There was one constable whose initials were RB, and is you understand? I am not gonna call his name. For some reason or the other, my spirit never liked this guy. Yeah, his name is RB. He's a youth where I just never liked them. The spirit never like never take I've never gone on any operation here. Just never liked the youth and them thing there. Because anytime you see a police close to Ox at night, you know say my thief. Believe you me. Cause them the man and not keep no good police around them. So he was around them. You understand? You know. But and I just never liked this guy. But he was friend with Geta. And Geta like him because they were in the same age group. One day Geta told me that Constable RB took him on a robbery of taking people's cocaine, and he did not know until he was there. I was so mad with him, you understand what I'm saying? But he told me, I scold Geta about it. You understand? I scold him about it. Going anywhere with this constable RB because he was close to Derek, Cowboy, Clappy, Asmouth Knight, and Donovan Ox O'Connor. You understand? The evening, yeah, the evening before Geta died. The Tuesday evening at about 5:30 p.m., I was walking in the passageway at Huntsville Police Station, close to the guard room. I walk out to the guard room is the left, and to the right that I general office. When I saw Errol Ghatta Thompson, we greeted each other by embracing each other. He told me that daddy was outside. That's my father. Chris, I don't feel good at all. I have a feeling that I can't explain. And it is weird, he said to me. Gata, remember what I told you. Anytime you come to work, and you have a feeling that you can't explain, that means you must go home. If not, you are going to die. That is what all the detectives told me. And I am going to tell Miss Drummond so that I can take you home. That's the woman that you're looking at right there. You understand? I am not here to tell any lie on anyone. I'm just telling that it is. You understand? You know, see, I have nothing against Miss Drummond. You understand? You know. So I said, I said to him, I'm going to tell Miss Drummond so I can take you home. I said to Ghatta. The both of us went to the CIB office, and I told his supervisor, Detective Sergeant Gift Drummond, that I was going to take Errol Ghatta Thompson home because he was not feeling well. He has the feeling he can't explain. And the older detectives always said, you should go home. If not, you are going to die. I said to her, Detective Porter, I will take home Ghatta. I promise you. I embraced Ghatta and left for home. He's in good hands, she said. That is what Detective, woman Detective Sergeant Gift Drummond said to me, that he's in good hands. You understand? So Ghatta, Miss Drummond, and Blake um, were on team. I don't remember the other police. I think it was Leary Barrett. I think he died too, he passed away. At about At about 3 a.m. the following day, I got a call on my home phone, and it was Detective Evan Blake crying hysterically, saying, Chris, get her dead. Blake, what are you saying to me? I said to him, say, get her, dead, him dead. He said, crying uncontrollably. I hung up the phone, and all I could do was to cry. I have never cried this long in my life. I cried for about 3 hours or more. Even in the shower when I was having a shower to go to work that morning. I cry. I've never, because it's like a part of me lost. This guy, this youth was so genuine, man. You understand? That, honestly, man, I tell you, believe you me, man. I went to work the next day and it was a very sad, somber, and empty day for me and the others. Honestly, I have never blamed Miss Drummond for his death, for not taking him home, although she had promised me that she would, but fate got the better of Errol Ghatta Thompson, and there was nothing I could do about it. I have never seen him again or his body. I am not the kind of person who love funerals or going into churches or go close to caskets. And that is my persona. I do not know the exact place in the cemetery where his body is interred. I know Ronnie miss him a lot because he was a genuine police officer to him, as he was to me. Yes, you understand me. I tell him, man. One regret I have is not meeting his girlfriend Michelle, who is from Union Gardens, Kingston Term Team, whom I had promised him to go with him and meet her in person. I have never met her and found out later that she was pregnant for Geta, another daughter for him. I do not know or ever met Geta's daughter. Geta was a good friend to me and a brother and the most sincere police officer I had as a friend. He had never betrayed me. Never. In front of me or behind me. You understand? Genuine youth. I will hand over the rest of the story to Detective Corporal Evan Blake, who's going to deliver the moment by moment that Geta took his last breath and what happened afterwards from a first person point of view. I cannot, so that's the man that I am going to, you know, let he tells, the audience. 'Cause he has a channel, so if he does it for his channel, I will direct you guys there to the continuation of what happened. You understand? You know, I know that even to this day, that Detective Carper Blake, is still. I know that is because he himself, he was shot twice, and the police force treat him like they treat him they treat him worse than a criminal. He was shot once by a gunman, um, And the guy is in a horizon, and they haven't charged the guy for shooting him. And then he was shot another time by a police officer. You understand? And that police officer should have been charged departmentally and kicked out of the police force. Because you're not supposed to shoot a police officer and tell him sorry. No, I don't believe in that. I have always said, any police shoot me, I shoot them back. I mean, I shoot them, I shoot them like how them train me for shoot. Because gun is not something to play with. You can't shoot me and I tell me about gun go off. Gun no go off because if gun go off, the amount of people that are dead every day. That means I just breeze past the trigger into that. You understand what I'm saying? It's what kind of madness that them talking about. You know, and I tell you, it was just one of them things. Yeah. Thanks for watching the Jamaica Young Police channel. It doesn't cost a cent, a penny, a nickel, a dime, a pence, or a peso, or a ruble to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed as yet, now is the time for you to subscribe. Click on the bell, bling, and be the first one to get the next story. Yeah, man. Heal up by the great Gregory Thompson, man. You understand? Yes, big up yourself, Gregory. Yeah, man. Good, good, good. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Buggy me will owe you a lot too, you know? Yeah, the next story is about a police officer life I had saved more than 30 years ago, and the man lied about himself and me. In honesty, I could not lie about myself or on my colleague. Have yourself a beautiful day. And if you can't be good, be careful. And remember, in life, the only person that you can trust is me, myself, and I. You understand? Blessed love. Have yourself a beautiful day. Thanks. Peace.